controversy that is coming in from the world of sports, from the world of cricket. Now, after BCCI's big charge at the ICC too has hit back at the cricket body, saying that all mentioned in the handbook. This, remember, is in connection with the snacks controversy, where in fact the BCCI alleged that the players were served cold snacks after their practice session in Australia. Now, the ICC has gone on to state that the rules were already mentioned in the handbook, only snacks to be served after practice session. And ICC has also added that they're still awaiting official complaint, and they have assured that they'll see what best they can do to resolve the same. And not just that, ICC also goes on to say that all this was informed earlier to the BCCI. So BCCI and ICC at loggerheads, this time with the cricket body, the Indian cricket body, BCCI alleging that the players were disrespected, that the Indian players who are currently in Australia as a part of the T20 Mega World Cup match, that they were disrespected as they were served cold snacks after their practice session. Remember, after the BCCI's big charge at the ICC, now the ICC has also gone on to issue a statement hitting back at the BCCI, saying that everything was mentioned in the handbook when it comes to the snacks. They say that it was already mentioned in the handbook and was already informed earlier, and that ICC says that there's nothing wrong that that host Australia has done. Snacks are only to be served after the practice session, and that they're still awaiting an official complaint from the BCCI's end. However, they've gone on to assure that they will try to see what they can do the best in order to ensure that BCCI's complaint is resolved. On this note, Karishma joins us live from Delhi. Karishma, what exactly was this entire controversy? What did the two sides say? What did the BCCI say? What was the ICC's response? And also, as per you, what exactly are the rules? Because here ICC has gone on to cite that the rule book clearly says that the snacks are to be served post the practice session only.
Well, yes, absolutely. We'll break it down for our viewers. Firstly, what the BCCI is saying. One, BCCI obviously unhappy with the sort of food that is there in the stadiums after practice sessions, because the practice sessions for the players are very, very intense. They last up to 3 to 4 hours, and after that, they cannot be given cold sandwiches as food. This is something which is basic, what the BCCI is saying, what the sources are informing us, that the BCCI wants better food for its players, especially after intense practice sessions. They cannot be eating just sandwiches. The second issue is giving practice stadiums far from the hotels that they're staying in. In Sydney, they've been given a practice ground which is 42 kilometers away, and the BCCI are very, very categorical that they do not want to be wasting time traveling to and fro, especially because they're not playing the World Cup in just one city. They're traveling all over the country to play their group stage matches right now in Sydney. Then they will be traveling to Perth, then they will be traveling back to Melbourne as well. So clearly BCCI not wanting to exhaust the players while traveling, especially when they're also traveling from one city to another city. So they want to avoid the travel within the city and asking for stadiums close to the hotel. Now part two, what the ICC is saying. ICC is basically saying that all of this is mentioned in the player handbook that is given to all teams before a tournament starts or before a World Cup starts. As to this is going to be the practice session. After practice session, this is the kind of food that will be given, whether it's snacks, whether it's sandwiches, or whether it's proper nutritious food. All is informed well in advance. So it is questioning as to why the BCCI is raising this matter now and not there and then when the handbook was given to them, and also saying willingly that they are going to look into this matter. They are also going to take up this matter with the catering team at the stadiums and see what can be made possible as per the team's needs, whether hot food can be made available, nutritious food can be made available. So the ICC is willing to look into this matter while saying that all of this was informed well in advance. The BCCI also at this moment, from our sources, what we understand is has not filed an official complaint. They have just verbally asked the ICC to look into this matter, and that is what the ICC is also going to do. So one is hoping that by the time India travels to its next destination, it is going to be sorted out, because the next match is on Sunday. versus South Africa. So we'll have to wait and see what happens before the South Africa match, if the ICC has worked upon the verbal complaint that has been asked for by the BCCI, asking ICC to look into this matter.
All right, Karishma, before I let you go, just for our better understanding, if you can also tell us that what exactly are the rules in such cases?
Well, the rules are decided in collaboration with the ICC and the host country, which can be any country hosting a World Cup or ICC tournament, and all the foods and requirements are obviously decided as per the participating teams, and obviously all the dietary requirements are sent well in advance to the ICC, to the host country, in this case Australia. But this is a standard protocol, and the dietary requirements, the food that is going to be given in the stadiums to the teams is obviously same for all teams. It is not like it is only for India that sandwiches are being given. It is going to be the same whether it's Bangladesh, whether it's Australia itself, or whether it's Pakistan. The issue that BCCI is raising is an overall not liking the food and not being acceptable to the sort of food that is being given after intense training session. So the ICC can say that this is standard protocol, this is what we offer, and we are happy to work it out with the catering team and as per the team's needs. But the BCCI also saying that this is something that needs to be looked into well in advance, not in the middle of the tournament, because getting hot food after an intense practice session of 3 to 4 hours is something that is basic and not something that should be needed to looked into, or that the BCCI should have to speak to the ICC about it. But now that it has been raised by the BCCI management, the ICC obviously will look into it and will ensure that from the South Africa match onwards, they are, okay with the food, and they can be provided some better food than just sandwiches.
All right, Karishma, thank you so much for joining us live with all those details.